Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. One hell of a drug. And I do want to welcome you to the channel wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Thanks for watching. Today, we've got some historic levels that have been hit, and we're going to talk about what they are and what could possibly happen next. And is it time to jump in and make some buys? And so before we get to that, smash the like button. This does help get the channel out to more people, does help support the channel, as does your wonderful comments that you leave. You take the time to write them. I take the time to read them and respond to them. And if you've asked questions in the comment section, I'll get back to those as soon as I am able to. However, if you'd like more immediate engagement, interaction, you can find me in the Discords where they found in the description of this video below. You might need to click the more button. There's the Stocks with Josh Discord there, and there is the Tribal Trades email that you can get on the wait list, because unfortunately the Tribal Trades Discord is closed. We will be opening it up again this year. So if you want to get on the wait list there, send an email to reserve your spot when it does open. And in the Stocks with Josh Discord, I have my own Crowned Traders channel there where I share education, insights, resources, some of my trade setups, and of course, entertainment, because I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? Well, maybe this price action is not entertaining you unless you are shorting the market. And how you can learn to short the market, I'm so glad you asked, is through by joining the Discord. I do lessons in there, and you can learn how to. We've got people that have just learned to short the market in the last week or two, and they are stacking up the gains and the wins. Okay, so let's jump into some of the news here. And first of all, every major Bitcoin drawdown since the FTX bottom, which is around late 2022. We've got March 23, we had a 22% drawdown, a 20%, 22, 21, 23, 26. Our largest one so far was that August one in 30%, 19%, 17%, and now it's currently 25% of people are saying, oh no, it's over, I'm selling, I'm leaving, because we have, and look, these drops are not even comparable to the drops of the last bull run, okay, where we had 40 and 50% drops there. So this drawdown is nothing more than what we've usually seen so far, nothing more. And even if it was to go to 50%, we'd still be on par with the April-May 2021 drop, where it dropped around that 50%, okay? So far, minus 25%. And in fact, usually in January alone, January 2021 and previous 2017 and 2013, we saw at least a 30 to 35% drop, and we're not even there yet. So, is this the January drop come late? Is this the April-May drop come early? Or is this just a little bit of a combination of a perfect storm like we talked about on yesterday's video? And some of the historic things that we've seen happen here in the markets, okay, and I do like this. The crypto market is crashing. Everyone who was bullish yesterday is now done with crypto. People are panic selling at the exact bottom, as always. Meanwhile, the whales who dumped on you last week are loading up again. Same movie, same actors. And you can see the fear and greed index is lower than when it was when FTX collapsed. If you buy Bitcoin without studying it, you're going to sell out of fear and you're going to lose money. Weekly liquidations just hit the highest level since last cycle's peak in 2021. That makes me a little nervous there. With that, comparing it to the top of 2021 is what makes me a little nervous. But we do see that the ETFs are cashing out. And I did share about this yesterday, and I have been sharing about this on and off since my channel started in May of 2024. And I said, listen, if all these people, the ETF buyers that bought in January and February down at these $40,000 levels, and we get up to 109,000, now they've held for a year. They can now sell and avoid capital gains tax by holding more than 12 months. And it was impossible for anybody to sell in December because they only bought in January, so they would have realized a capital gain. To avoid that, they had to wait until January. Now the February buyers have to wait until February. However, the price of Bitcoin in March was around 73,000, so maybe people won't be, who bought the ETF, won't be as excited to sell and to realize that capital and to try and avoid their capital gain. If you're panic selling now, you're probably a noob. A 30% correction in Bitcoin bull cycle is common. It dropped 53% in 2021, and we still recovered to an all-time high. That's that April-May drop. Buying when prices rise and selling when they fail is the worst investment strategy. Invest with a clear plan. I do say this. There are people saying, oh, I'm getting out of the market. I'm selling. I'm gone. I'll see you in 4 years. However, I'm hoping when you sold that you also sold at 109 and that you just didn't sell the bottom here. That would not be a good investment strategy. We want to buy the fear and we want to sell the greed. Now, there's nothing wrong with being patient and wait. You don't want to try and catch a falling knife and buy a dip that keeps dipping, okay? But you also don't want to try and time the exact bottom, because those who try and pick bottoms get smelly fingers. And so dollar cost averaging, nibbling, as I like to call it, can be a good strategy. And of course, when you're in the markets, it's good to be mostly in stable coins right now. And this is why I was taking profits up at that 109, 108, up when there were big green candles. That's when I was cashing in and taking profits to make sure that there is some fresh capital to deploy on these dips here, okay? The Fear and Greed Index is the lowest reading since June 2022. DeFi collapse, we are nearly ready. The M2 money supply is still increasing. That's always good if the money supply is going up. Rec Capital say Bitcoin is getting closer and closer to filling the CME gap formed back in November 2024. It's located between 78 and 80, so we could have a little bit lower to go there as well. And so the Fear and Greed Index is reaching fear levels never seen before, not even when Bitcoin dropped to the $50,000 range last year. And so these are these historic things that we're starting to see happen that I shared about at the beginning of this video. And then, of course, there we've got the McRib is gone. Now, Bitcoin historically goes up 2x after the McRib leaves. Don't fade the McRib, not financial advice. All right, so let's look at the charts and how see all this lines up. Now, I did say to you 2-3 days ago, whatever, I said we did not want to lose this level. That if we lost this level, we probably would go down to the 200 EMA in the daily and probably the 200-day simple moving average. Well, we nailed the first one, and even yesterday or the day before, I said that we were going to come down and get that, and we did, and I had some buy orders there. And of course, we came even further, and we didn't quite get to the 200 simple moving average. My feeling is that we still will go down to the 200 simple moving average, and so the pain may not be over yet, okay? But that doesn't stop me nibbling a little bit here, and I'll nibble some more here if we come down to the 200-day moving average. And of course, if we come down to here, there will be some kind of a bounce, in my opinion. Sure, we could wick down like we did here with the 200 EMA. We wicked right all the way down, but we did bounce. And I feel we would do the same here. But of course, the one that I'm looking at here, which would fill our CME gap, of course, would be the 50 EMA on the weekly, which is slowly creeping its way up, as are all of these actually slowly creeping their way up. So those are the three levels there. 200 EMA on the daily, currently at 85,600 or around that. The 200-day moving average simple is around 81,800 or around that level. And then the 50 EMA on the weekly is around $76,000, just a little bit above that, maybe $76,200 there. So for those who are listening, I'm giving you those levels there. I hope that helps you out. And so those are what we're looking for. Now, of course, further pain, we could still come down to the 73,305, which was a previous all-time high mark set down in, I believe it was March, correct? And we also came back up and retested it in October here before breaking through it. So that would be a key level. So we could retrace that whole move from November, the whole election week move. So don't be shocked if we retrace the entire move. That's how much more pain could happen. And that would really be the line in the sand. If we start going below the 73, then at that point, we have we have to consider that the bull market could be over. Of course, we have to also consider that if we had a 50% drop in April, May of 2021, and we went down 53%, and a 53% drop from 109,000 would bring us down into the 50,000. So, but those would be considerations. But in the last bull run, we don't want to lose the 50 EMA on the weekly. That's really a big one for me. Sure, we could come down and test the 73 and wick back up, maybe spend a little bit of time below here and then pop back up. That's what I would like to see. So those are the levels there. Right now, we're above the 200 EMA on the daily, which is good, but this may be just a temporary kind of a dead cat bounce, and we may find some more pain. I'd be surprised if we didn't come down to these lower levels here, and I'm certainly ready, but I've certainly also made some buys on Bitcoin at these levels as well. So I'm good either way. If we go down, I'll add some more. And if we go up, I've managed to add to those bags there. Okay, let's look at the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. And as you can see, oh dear, down there at 83 and at 86, and there's some hope there, but up at 87, who thought that we'd be saying these levels here when just a short while ago we were hoping for a bullish close on February, and we still have a day, but the likelihood of now shooting up, it would be quite a monumental shoot up of about what would it be, $17,000 in just, I believe we've got about today and tomorrow left, and that's it. Is that right? I always think about leap year and what year we are in. Yes, we have the 28th. So we have a day and a half. So the likelihood of now reaching and having a green February are very slim, very slim. We would need some significant news like a Bitcoin reserve, and we'd kind of need that today or tomorrow for a Bitcoin Federal Reserve by the federal government there. And so if we keep flicking through the timeframes, yes, there might be a short-term bounce up here. And again, we might get a short-term relief, 88, maybe back up to 90. And look, it wouldn't surprise me if we did come back up and retest this $90,000 level. We kind of just melted through it. So I am expecting that we come back and retest this at some point, and it would make sense to come back and retest it now, give some people some hope in, but that would maybe just create a higher high, and then we could come down and create a higher low, a lower low, for example. I'm not saying that would happen, but just be careful. Don't think, just because it's there, it could come up and take it and then come further down there. And if we look at the 3-day chart, we can see similar. There is a lot of liquidity to the upside there, particularly again at that 90,000. I do want to quickly zoom out to the 6-month though, and this is where you can get a little bit nervous, is obviously billions of dollars we're taking. 3 billion, 2 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion, 1 billion, 4 billion, 4 billion. And then if we go lower here to 81, we've got 3 billion, 2 billion, 1 billion, 2 billion, 1 billion, just all the way down to 79. It continues to go down, and it actually goes all the way down to 61. There's 1.3 billion down there. At 58, there's 1.8, 3.43 billion. So if we are going into a bear market, the market makers aren't going to go broke. I think it's important to hedge positions. So if you have spot positions and you haven't sold out of them, maybe you're in house money, maybe you don't want to sell because you think it might be the bottom and you don't want to wake up and have to buy back higher. That's where opening short positions against the market to make money if it goes down, and then you can be making money as it goes down, even if some of the value of what you hold, for example, if you're holding Bitcoin and the price of Bitcoin is going down, if you're shorting it, you're making money on the way down, which kind of helps with the short-term loss in value of your Bitcoin. And of course, if we go into a bear market, you can really make a considerable amount of money. That's what we're teaching in the Discords, okay? So make sure that if you want to learn that you sign up using one of the links below, or you join the wait list there. We may be opening up a few more spots on the Tribal Trades Discord. And so if you're on the wait list, you will get the first opportunity to jump in. We just may open up a few more spots just over the next few days or week. And so to have a chance to get one of those spots, you've got to be on the wait list for the Tribal Trades Discord. Otherwise, find me in the Stocks with Josh Discord. Of course, I'm in there as always. And that's going to finish it for today. And until the next episode, or until I see you in the Discord, happy trading.